Apply the IDEANCE process. Step 7, educate to supersize and grow your business. Apply it today. Don't wait. When I say something, when we do something, every single day we take one action step to reinforce, to reinforce the learning. When we teach someone else or share something that we've learned with someone else, and it can be anyone. I often share with my granddaughters or my daughter, or I'll make a post on social media about it. Obviously, I make posts on social media about it because I'm talking about it and sharing it here. But I learned a long time ago, both in when I was a kid, but also as I got older and I went to college, I learned that in order to reinforce the things that I learned, I did a bunch of different things. But what worked best for me was actually talking about it with somebody else. That's when I discovered study groups. I will admit, I struggled a little bit when I first went from my very small town to a very big city and to college, because I was woefully unprepared for that transition and that transformation. So it was a lot of trial and error. But one of the things I figured out by the time I was a junior was that study groups were the key to successfully navigating different courses and different classes. I had to do a lot of math. I went to school and got an engineering degree. So of course, all the math, all the sciences, all of the courses that most people try to avoid because they're hardest, right? But I embrace them, and study groups and talking through different concepts and different ideas, especially the ones that I personally struggled with, because we all learn some things very easily and we struggle with other things. And so I will say physics study groups saved me, because physics for me, for some reason, was a big challenge. I guess my brain works in more theoretical ways than it does actual physical things that make sense, that you can see and measure and quantify. So I used it in college, and then I used it throughout my corporate career. I spent over a quarter century in corporate America working for some of the coolest companies on the planet, I got to tell you. Every day didn't always feel like that, but as I look back, I'm like, wow, I was fortunate to work with some amazing companies and some amazing human beings within those companies. And I learned there that the key to success was not only continually educating and growing and learning more myself, but to help my team members and the people that reported to me to do the same. So that when I would want to and be ready to move to a different position or move to a different company, because I learned early on in my career that going from one actual big, beautiful company to another in a different industry, and just a slightly different industry, was extremely powerful, because I could take everything I'd learned at the company I was at before and apply it in my new role, which made it very easy for me to stand out, even as a woman in a very male-dominated world, because I was in manufacturing. It made it easy for me to stand out because I had proven strategies that I could apply in different situations. So I learned early on the power of learning, lifelong learning, and so educating ourselves, but also sharing that wisdom and that knowledge and that information with other people so that they can thrive and be successful as well. So how do we do that? How are you going to share? Maybe you want to share the whole IDEANCE process. Maybe you just want to share your story about how educating and sharing the information that you've learned to someone else's life can add value to them. Maybe you want to do a post. Maybe you want to write a memo. If you're in corporate America, memos are still big, I believe, or emails or texts. Maybe you want to create a social media reel or a little video, whatever works for you, to reiterate and speak in your own words something that you've learned today. It doesn't have to do anything with the challenge or anything about this process. Just share one piece of wisdom somewhere with someone. I often, if I don't feel like making another video or doing a post or something like that, I will talk it through or explain in terms that my granddaughters can understand something. And not only does it teach them something that I think is getting planted in their subconscious that they can use later on, but it helps me to reinforce my understanding and learning and present it and share it in different ways, because we all learn differently. We all absorb information differently. But I will tell you, everything we ever see and are ever exposed to goes into our subconscious to either pull up when we want it or need it, or to hold us back and keep us safe and in our comfort zone. So today, I challenge you to educate one other person, or go on social media and post, but share some way, shape, or form some piece of wisdom that you've garnered in all your years of existence on this planet, or share the IDEANCE process, or share the power of educating other people and reinforcing the learning for yourself. Because guess what? The universal law is what you put out into the world comes back to you. The law of karma, the law of reciprocity. So that's why it's not just me making this up out of thin air. It's actually a universal law of adding value and increase. And we all want more increase in our lives, right? All right. That is all I've got today. It is day 363 according to my annual challenge notes. No idea how that happened. Somehow I am missing a year, and I'm going to go in search of it after I'm done producing content today. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. I want to mention that next year's annual challenge, and I haven't tested out the framework or the platform yet, but I believe next year's Supersize Your Business annual challenge is going to be on the school platform in my school community. If you want to be a part of that, you need to sign up before the end of the year, and I will grandfather you in because it is in a paid course is where I'm going to actually put every day's videos. And I think I'm actually going to record it and do it there because it's super duper easy. We'll have to do something about what I'm going to do for a background. And I don't know that I can see the buttons on my cell phone because I'm visually challenged to actually record on it where I normally record. We'll see. I'll figure it out. I always figure it out, right? I have a belief that no matter what happens, anything the world throws at me, I'll find a way to figure it out. All right. If I can help you, ask. Otherwise, have an absolutely amazing day, knowing that tomorrow is the last day of 2025. What are you going to do with it? All right. Have a great day. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.